folks, today this is another tutorial on bases. I love making bases, so this is a really simple tutorial. It does have some material requirements though. I'm using wooden blanks that I got from Gale Force 9. You can get wooden circle bases from them online, as well as you can cut your own out of balsa wood if you really want to just glue them onto your plastic bases at a later point. And I'm using wood because I'm using my wood burning kit, which I am super stoked to have, much to the chagrin of Nathan. So if you're looking for tips on using that, I'm going to be releasing a video on using it as a hobby tool in the very future and using it safely, because I've learned some really interesting tricks and lessons from this tool. Anyways, moving right along, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wood burning kit, and we are going to score some straight lines to make the the wooden planks for the hardwood floor. Now, I'm using a metal ruler just because it works really well with the wood burning tool. And the thing about it is you have to move the ruler a little bit as you do each line, because it does also conduct the heat. So watch your fingers. This is kind of hot, but it's really easy to do. I'm using the fine point tip on my wood burning tool. It came with 4 different tips. This is the one that seemed to work best for me, and it was really, really easy. So I'm just scoring these straight lines across. Once those are done, I'm going to break up the panel and make it kind of look like brickwork almost, and break each panel up into a few like wooden pieces, throwing lines through that. Very easy to do. Again, don't line them up all too straight because then it'll look really odd. After that, we're going to use a lighter touch with the wood burning kit, and just do almost like these bare scratches. The heat from the tool still leaves a bit of a mark, but it's not as deep. I'm not pressing as hard, and I'm just letting the tool touch the surface and moving it around in kind of loopy fashions across each plank. Now, this is going to give it a wood grain effect. It shows up really well in photos. It doesn't necessarily show up on tabletop though, so if you want to skip this step, feel free to. Now, that is the wooden floor. I'm going to put a little bit of carpet on here because I am a fan of multiple textures on a single base, whether that's dirt and grass, or in this case, it's hardwood and carpet. Rug, if you will. Since for Malifaux, and it's kind of like the creatures I'm doing are Red Chapel women, so these are going to actually sit on top of inside a building, kind of Victorian-y feel to it. Now, for the carpet, I'm actually using scrapbooking paper. It's a bit of a cheat, and we're going to paint on top of it, but it makes it so that painting the pattern on isn't as hard or challenging. It's my little secret. So I'm going to actually take this paper, cut it into a couple squares. I'm going to glue some of the paper flipped over so that I get a nice white border on the edge of it, and then gluing those 2 pieces together, giving that border a bit of space. I'm going to trace it so that it sits on the base and cut that tracing out so it's round. Glue that onto the base. Now, if you get glue all over the place, I kind of glue sealed it down as well, so it was a little bit sticky, and it picked up some of the dirt from the base from burning. That's okay, because we're going to paint over it, so don't worry about whether or not it's perfect or it's pristine. We're just going to add paint on top and make it pretty. So I'm just painting on top of the pattern that exists, and then painting in the negative space in a darker color is kind of also to help these colors pop up. I find that the paper is really muted, but again, you can also use really interesting scrapbooking paper out there. I've seen stuff with flock on it already, so it looks more like carpet as it is, and using it straight seems like just as easy a possibility. And just putting that on the base and painting up the spaces. I found there was too much negative space on this particular pattern, so I filled it in with a little more green. And once that was it, that's all it is. Make sure you paint a border of the negative space color, the darker color, along the white edge to make it look like the carpet is actually finished. And you can clean up the white with some white paint, and voila, you're done. It's a really easy base. It's really great in terms of creating a high impact look, and it's super simple to do. So there's my tutorial for today. Anyways, if you're interested in finding out more about using the wood burning kit, or if you want to find alternatives for these kinds of materials, because you can use other materials, you can use Sculpey for the wooden floor. Super simple, super easy to do, and really, really fun. Again, questions can go in the comments. If you're interested in seeing other stuff, I'm still working on more Wild West Exodus terrain, so keep your eyes peeled out for that. But I have a feeling there's going to be some Let's Plays coming up on my channel pretty soon. So until next time, I will see you soon.